what's up everyone? GameDad here, coming at you guys with part 2 of my current PS4 collection. So we are going to dive right in, we're going to check out the games that are on the list for today, and I'm going to give you my thoughts about them. Destiny 2 was released by Bungie in 2017, and this game is pretty much everything everyone wished the original Destiny would have been. The multiplayer is far superior. The level design, in my opinion, is miles beyond what Destiny 1 was. And the game is just a lot more fun, especially with battle passes and being able to get all kinds of expansions. The game is just awesome. Next up is Dishonored 2, released by Arkane Studios in 2016, and this game reminds me a lot of the old Thief franchise. And what I mean by that is the stealth aspect of it and having to go on not necessarily, secret missions or anything like that, but just having to be extra covert in everything that you do, otherwise risking failing the mission or just becoming overwhelmed. And here we have Doom, released by id Software in 2016, and this game, in my opinion, is the perfect representation of Doom. The old ones, of course, are great, but this one had all the gore and mayhem and everything you could ever want out of a Doom game. It was fast-paced, it had tons of little hidden collectibles and Easter eggs, and the game is just a blast to play. Now here we have Doom VFR, released by Bethesda in 2017, and the game is okay. It gets a little motion sickness-y from time to time with the way the transport system works, but overall it is pretty cool to play Doom in VR and be able to just, rip apart demons face to face. And now here we have Doom Eternal, released by id Software in 2020, and I gotta be honest, I don't really care for this one. I haven't finished it yet, but overall, I really like when it has the fast-paced motion like Doom 2016, but I don't really care for the platforming aspect of it. If they were to make a new game where it was just platforming, then I'd be into that, but when I play Doom, I just want to bash monsters and have a blast shooting stuff. And here we have Dragon Quest Builders, released by Square Enix in 2016, and I got to admit, I haven't actually really played this one. I definitely watched gameplay of it, and it looked really interesting, but at the time, I just never got into it. However, the next game in the franchise, that is definitely where it's at. And here it is, Dragon Quest Builders 2, released by Square Enix in 2019. Now, I didn't really play this one on PS4, I got it after the fact, but I played this one on Switch, and this game is absolutely phenomenal. I cannot say enough good things about this game. Overall, the building aspect is super fun, it's very intuitive, and all the little missions and stuff that you go on, just overall, this game is great. Fantastic story, fantastic gameplay, I would highly recommend it. Up next is Driveclub VR, released by Evolution Studios in 2016. And this is kind of like a Gran Turismo, but in VR. I don't really care for it. I'm not a big driving game fan anyways, though. But overall, it's kind of cool to actually get behind the seat of a virtual car and drive. But if I wanted to do that, I could just go out and drive. And plus, this has some motion sickness for me for it. Up next, we have the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim VR, released by Bethesda Game Studios in 2017, and this is just essentially all of Skyrim, but in VR. So it's pretty cool. The motion kind of tracking or the motion movement isn't that great in the game, in my opinion, but overall, it is still pretty fun to actually go face-to-face with the dragons instead of just staring at your TV screen. Eve Valkyrie was released by CCP Games in 2016, and in this VR game, it's kind of like you are doing like space pirate work, I guess you could say. You're going around, you're battling with epic battles in space and going on various missions like freight missions, things like that. And overall, it's a lot of fun. The space controls take a little bit to get used to with motion sickness, but it's really not that bad. Next up, we have The Evil Within, released by Tango Gameworks in 2014, and all I can say is this game is messed up. I'm not really into horror games or anything like that, and this one is right up there with those others. It is incredibly scary, lots of jump scares, and it's just super sadistic and gory. I'm not really showing any of those scenes in this gameplay footage because I would probably get a takedown for it, but yeah, if you like horror games, you'll like this.
And here we have Evolve, released by Turtle Rock Studios in 2015. And this game had so much potential to be an awesome game, but in my opinion, I think it's total crap. It just wasn't executed very well, and the overall gameplay just really wasn't that engaging, and it wasn't that fun to play through this game. And plus, I'm more of a story mode kind of person and less of a multiplayer. Next up, we got Far Cry 4, released by Ubisoft Montreal in 2014, and this was a pretty good entry in the series. A lot of people don't like Far Cry 3, but I had a lot of fun with that one, and this one just kind of really opened up the entire world of Far Cry, and just everything that's going on in this area, the multiple endings that you get to have in this game. I mean, it's cool, but it's a big game. Up next is Far Cry Primal, released by Ubisoft Montreal in 2016, and I have actually not had a chance to play through this one yet. It looked awesome when all the trailers and stuff came out. Looked like it would be a totally different take on a Far Cry game, and it's just been on my backlog ever since, and I haven't gotten around to playing it. So yeah, maybe in the future I will, but for now, all I can go on is what was in gameplay trailers. Here we have Far Cry 5, released by Ubisoft Montreal in 2018, and this game was fantastic. I think I put more time into this as a mainline Far Cry entry than any of the other titles. It was super fun. The family is just freaking crazy. Like, they're insane. And there was multiple times where I just wished the main guy was real just so I could hit him. I mean, he's such a piece of crap. But overall, this game is fantastic. Next up is Far Cry New Dawn, released by Ubisoft Montreal in 2019, and this one was not a full game. It was just kind of a continuation of the events of Far Cry 5. Now, if you haven't played through that, I'm not going to spoil it, but I will say a lot of people totally crapped on New Dawn. I thought it was fantastic. The gameplay was great, had a cool story with it. It was not a full price game, so that made it even better, and it was just vibrant and colorful. And last up for this video, we have Farpoint, released by Impulse Gear in 2017, and this is another really good, really well done VR game. It's kind of like a Halo shooter meets VR, and it's super fun. I got this one with the actual aim controller, so you get kind of your VR gun to go with it, and overall, it's just a really fun VR experience. I highly recommend this one.
And there you have it, everyone. That is everything that is in part 2 of my PS4 collection. Now, be sure to stay tuned because next week we're going to have part 3 going through more of this collection. Now, if you liked today's video, please be sure to let me know down in the comments below. And while you're down there, please be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons, as well as that little notification bell so you get an alert every time I get a new video coming out. Now, as always, I'm GameDad. I thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you later.